Chelsea win part 1 of 2 of Chelsea versus Liverpool this week by 2-1 away at Anfield. A good start to the game, but then lucky to stay in the game for the first part of the second half as Daniel Sturridge puts Liverpool 1 up. Then we get the equaliser, but then Eden Hazard went absolute god mode to win the game for Chelsea. What an absolute beauty of a goal that was. To find out everything about the game as it happened, my thoughts on the performance as a whole and the individual players, make sure you watch all of this review. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my review of the Liverpool 1, Chelsea 2 game in the Carabao Cup, in the third round of the Carabao Cup, the League Cup. And what a win that is. I know it's only the League Cup, but it's away at Anfield. Any win away at Anfield is a great win. And when you score a goal like that, when your player scores a goal like that Hazard scored to make it 2-1, oh my god, I went absolutely ballistic. Oh my god. I'm so jealous of anyone that was at Anfield today, of any Chelsea fan. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, you probably didn't enjoy it. But, you know, that was just incredible. Like, what a goal that was. But, you know, I mean, of course, this is the review. There will be out fan cams. There will be out. Fan cams will be out of it. There will be a vlog. There will be everything. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that, don't make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already. And also, let's see whether we can hit 700 or more likes in this video. We'd massively appreciate it. So make sure you smash that like button down below. But let's get into the review and starting it off by speaking about our lineup. And there were a few changes compared to what I expected and predicted as well. It was Willy Caballero in goal rather than Kepa Arrizabalaga. The back four was actually Azpilicueta as the right back. He stayed in there. Emerson Palmieri got his first start. Under Sarri as the left back. Then Gary Cahill and Andreas Christensen were the two centre backs. A midfield three of Cesc Fabregas, Ross Barkley and Mateo Kovacic. And then a front three of Willian on the left, Victor Moses on the right and Alvaro Morata starting up front. What was interesting to see was that Ross Barkley played on the right of our midfield three while Kovacic stayed on the left where he always has played so far. And I was also very surprised to see Willian start again after already starting and playing the full 90 minutes in both of the last two games, because I expected either Eden Hazard to start there or Hudson-Odoi, like I said, just because Willian has started and played, you know, the whole game of the last two games. But, you know, at least Hudson-Odoi, unlike Ampadu, made the bench but didn't come on in the end. I know there was way too much talking before actually talking about the game itself, so let's get into the game. And we had the better start to the game, had more of the ball, had a few half chances, mostly shots from outside the box early on, and you know, none of them any real threat to Mignolet in goal. Liverpool did force a bit of a scrappy moment inside our box in the first 10 minutes, but you know, we actually cleared it quite comfortably in the end. The first real chance of the game came to Chelsea and to Morata with just under 20 minutes played when Fabregas played an absolutely incredible over-the-top ball to Morata. A good 35-40 yards of a pass that was by Fabregas. Incredible. Morata only got to the ball literally 2 yards in front of the keeper, maybe 7-8 yards in front of goal. He tried to chip him, but Mignolet got his arms up in time and managed to keep it out. The ball then fell back to Morata, just wide of the post, basically right on the touchline. So it was really difficult for Morata to do anything with it, especially as he had to go with it for, you know, with his left foot as it was by the left post. And then he couldn't really do anything about it, then inevitably put it wide of the far post on the other side. But of course, it's still the kind of chance that people will slate Morata for missing, which, you know, in all honesty, I don't really have much to criticize him for. They're like, he only got to the ball just before the keeper. Can't really do much more. He tried, gave it a decent shot. Mignolet just about kept it out. And then from where the ball fell back to him, couldn't really do much because he was by himself in the box. There was no one else to pass it to, really. The only thing he could have tried was, you know, take on that 40-yard pass by Fabregas first time on the volley and smack it in straight away. But can you really expect that from a player that has as little confidence as Alvaro Morata does right now? If he was, you know, scoring in the last 5 games on the trot, he probably takes that on first time, probably scores. But can you expect that from someone that doesn't get his scoring boots on? I don't think you can. I don't think we can be too harsh on Morata with that. And generally, the first 25 minutes, half an hour or so, were a lot better than I expected. We had more than 60% of the ball, dominated the game, pressing really well, making things really difficult for Liverpool. And the only way they managed to be at least somewhat threatening was on a counter-attack with especially Mane's pace. And generally, we found it quite easy to get in and around Liverpool's box, even, you know, easier than I expected. But real chances we didn't really create many of in those first 25 minutes or so. But, you know, Liverpool got into the game a bit better around, you know, with around half an hour played. Also having a penalty shout following a handball by Fabregas inside the box. A very debatable penalty shout because the ball clearly did hit Fabregas' hand. And he didn't try to move it away or anything. But it also bounced off, I think it was Christensen's leg, literally a yard away from Fabregas. And even though he kind of moved his hand towards the ball, it came towards him from a yard away. Like, it's just instinct direction. You can't do anything about your hands moving like that when a ball hits you from a yard away. Like, and it's not a penalty. Not like the ball would have, you know, if it didn't hit Fabregas' hand, would have fallen to any Liverpool player. So it's not a penalty for me, but I can understand why some people would say it is a penalty. Then 36 minutes gone, Keita forced a great flying save by Caballero with a very good strike from well outside the box. 2 minutes later, another outstanding save by Caballero as Sturridge took the ball off Fabregas, played it out wide to Shaqiri, put in a very good cross towards Mane, who, ran basically through our defence, basically made it difficult for either Kale or Athby to really pick him up. And Mane then got his head on it just outside the 6-yard box and headed it against Caballero's run, but the Argentinian pulled off a top-class reaction save to keep that one out. And then the last few minutes of the first half were rather uneventful, and we went into half-time at 0-0. And like I said, start of the first half was good. Second half of the first half was Liverpool's. First half we were really good, but maybe could have scored. Possibly both teams could have scored one. But we had over 60% of the ball in that first half, but we only won 40% of our duels. Similar to the issue that we had at West Ham, on Sunday. So we had to change that, and we did in the second half, which I think was important, but it was still impressive to have over 60% of the ball away at Anfield in the first half. But then getting into the second half, and literally only a few seconds into that second half, Christensen tried to pass it back to Caballero, I think, and was completely unaware of Sturridge basically hoping for that and trying to get on the end of a pass like that, and by basically putting pressure on our defence. Got on the end of Christensen, also kind of underhit pass as well, took it around Caballero, but then thankfully, and I still don't know how, Sturridge just put it wide of an empty goal. It was basically what Torres did at Man United. It's literally the same thing. It was a madness. But then Sturridge ended up scoring a scissor kick. But, still, it was a madness. How you put that wide, I will never know. But that is exactly what I mean when I say it's easy to say Christensen should play and would be better than Luiz when Christensen hasn't played. And then when he does play, he does that. I know Luiz has made mistakes, but not that mad. Not like that. But still, I still get the debate. But that's why I said it's easy to say Christensen would be better than Luiz when we haven't seen Christensen play. And then everyone said he was so great against PAOK. It was PAOK. And now he did this. You know what I mean? Morata actually found himself with a decent heading chance only moments after that Sturridge miss, following a good cross by Willian, but the Spaniard, he did well to beat the defender in the air, but then couldn't keep his header down and put it over the bar. But then only 6 minutes into the second half, another absolutely mad mistake, this time by Barkley, randomly heading the ball back into our box, right into our box, with loads of Liverpool players there. Mane, I think it was, getting to it first, and someone basically shooting it against Caballero from like 7 or 8 yards from where it went out to a corner. Like, literally ridiculous. What are the kind of mistakes we were making? And we were making them for a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes of that first time. It was literally a madness. In the 56th minute, then Willian came off for Eden Hazard. And then in the 58th minute, the constant mistakes eventually cost us as Liverpool made it 1-0. A misunderstanding between Fabregas and Azpilicueta by, on the right-hand side of our box. Azpi then ended up passing it straight to a Liverpool player, then, who then put in a cross. Emerson caught ball watching, basically letting Sturridge run out of his sight. And then Sturridge puts it in with, to be fair, a very nice scissor kick, like fair play to him, that's a great goal. But all of that only happened following another silly mistake by Barkley in midfield, where he just passed it to the opponent. Like I said, the amount of mistakes we made early in the second half was ridiculous. Like, for the first 20 minutes or so, we were absolutely nowhere in that second half. Absolutely nowhere. So many mistakes, barely ever even getting out of our own half, because we constantly made mistakes that ended with us losing the ball. Like, it was ridiculous. In the 64th minute, Kante came on for Kovacic. I would have rather seen Barkley come off, who was extremely sloppy in the second half. But I'm sorry, obviously had Saturday's game in mind, when taking Kovacic off, but Kovacic, I'm pretty sure will start. And then also Luiz came on for Andreas Christensen in the 73rd minute. And it looks like Christensen went straight down the tunnel, if I'm not mistaken, so there might be some sort of injury or knock there, unless he was just really disappointed to be taken off. I suppose that could be the case as well. I don't know, but I don't know. He didn't look injured, but at least he went straight down the tunnel. That's not really something that players do unless they're injured. And then the mistakes finally slowed down a little bit, but there was still absolutely no movement by ourselves, like absolutely none, especially by the midfielders, which was the main reason why we barely ever got the ball to Morata or the wingers in any sort of decent position. But thankfully, we got a free kick because Emerson Palmieri got his first goal for Chelsea in the 79th minute to make it 1-1-0. And that free kick came from a tackle on Moses on the right wing by Keita, which, the tackle was a lot worse. Studs up, legs outstretched, basically. That was a lot worse than what Keita got sent off for against Burnley last season. But let's not get back to that. I'm still, a bit triggered about that red card. Either way, that free kick was taken by Hazard. Barkley got a great header to it, which actually Mignolet did really well to keep out, but the ball ended up loose inside the 6-yard area, where Emerson was quickest to react and just notched it over the line. And then when there was VAR, because Barkley was really, really close to being offside. And when I saw the VAR, what they show with the lines and stuff, I actually thought he was offside by a little bit, but thankfully the goal stood. So that was obviously great. Obviously there was VAR in the Carabao Cup, unlike in the Premier League, but that was obviously huge. Then actually Daniel Sturridge hit the bar from well outside the box in the 84th minute. But then let's just hold on for a second, because That's when then after that Eden Hazard went God mode. Because he literally decided to be the best player in the world, like by far the best player in the world, for around 30 seconds. It was literally mad. He got the ball just inside Liverpool's half, really far away from their goal. Then nutmegs Firmino to pass it out to the right wing, basically gets it back, less than 10 yards from the sideline. That's how far wide he was. Ages away from Liverpool's goal still. And then he just decided to go past everyone. Going past Keita like he wasn't even there, nutmegging Moreno as he went into the box. And then from a tight angle, probably maybe 12, 13 yards from goal, Hazard just decided to put his lasers through the ball and rifle the ball right into the far corner, into the side netting. What an absolute goal that was. He started it in midfield himself, went past 5 or 6 players, something like that. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. And, I'm just saying, that was a better goal than the one that won Salah the Puskás Award this week. Let's not even get into how that won that. But, that was better than that. I'm just saying. And then we basically saw the last 5 minutes plus 5 minutes of stoppage time out perfectly. We saw it out expertly well. No complaints at all. Pressing hard the pitch, Morata running his socks off late on in the game, Luiz and Kale going in for headers like crazy people, and Kante just doing Kante things, winning the ball back and running with it to give us basically time. And that was then full time, and Liverpool won and Chelsea too. And it's a great win. First half was decent, especially the start, controlling the game but not creating any real chances except for the one for Morata obviously. The Liverpool got into the game better, had a few chances, still 0-0 at half time. Then the second half was literally mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake by Chelsea, and that scissor kick by Sturridge. That was everything that happened until, say, maybe the 65th, 70th minute. That was all that happened. It was just mistakes and that goal. That's all we did. We still didn't play well after that, but at least the mistakes calmed down. And overall, Liverpool had plenty of chances late in the first half and in the start of the second half as well to win that game and to score more, in all honesty. Caballero had a great game, but that moment that changed the game for us, in my opinion, wasn't just our equaliser. It was when Luiz came on for Christensen. And I'm sorry to say to all of you Christensen lovers out there, and I love Christensen as well, but a bit of a different way, not, blind love. Because the second Luiz was on, the team as a whole was instantly so much more composed and calm on the ball. We kept the ball so much better and took at least some sort of control of the game back. It was literally mad what an instant impact Luiz being on the pitch had. And then obviously Emerson got the equaliser, and like I said, Eden Hazard just showed what happens when he goes God mode, because like I said multiple times now, I just can't get over it. That goal was ridiculous. But overall, we still had more possession in Liverpool over the whole 90 minutes with 52%, I think it was, and only very few teams are capable of having more possession than Liverpool away at Anfield. And also, we changed the duels 1 percentage, ended up winning more duels over the whole game than Liverpool did, which was obviously a crucial change from the first half, even though the second half as a whole was a lot worse than the first half. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that, but it's still, it's important to win your duels. You can't win a game if you lose too many duels. It just doesn't work like that. And overall, it was just a big win. Winning away at Anfield, even if it's only in the League Cup, is always huge. We are the first team to beat Liverpool this season, while we ourselves are still unbeaten. Let's not shove that under the rug. That's quite impressive. And let's not forget, PSG and Tottenham also tried to beat Liverpool already, and they failed. Yes, Liverpool rested players for the game, but so did we. And I didn't think that our lineup was any better than Liverpool's lineup today, looking at the players. Yes, we only won the less important of the 2 games against them this week, but we still won away at Anfield, and that is good. Good for the confidence, good for the players, good to see how Sarri, works at these big games. And it's just great. And now let's just also go win in the league against them on Saturday. Never write off a team that has Eden Hazard playing for them. I know they have Firmino and Salah and Mane and them lot, but we have Eden Hazard, who's about 10 times as good as all of them. Even if Salah had a great season last year, still, Hazard is the best player in the Premier League by about 7 country miles, and there's not even a debate. It's not even a debate. But yeah, that's really it for me. Leave me all of your thoughts on the game down in the comment section below. If you want, just leave me your reactions, leave me your thoughts on that Hazard goal especially. Leave me all of them down in the comment section below. Like I said in the beginning, let's see whether we can hit 700 or more likes on this video. That'd be great. So make sure you smash that like button down below. Also, of course, don't forget to check out my social media, which is Laos1507 on both Instagram and Twitter, as you can see over here. And also the links to both of them are down in the description below. So, if you could follow me over there, that'd be absolute class and massively appreciated. And of course, this is YouTube. So if you haven't already, do make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell button and choose to be notified with all uploads. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea. Great win today. Let's do it again on Saturday. And I'll see you next time.